Hello, my name's Miss Batty. I'm the coordinator of Key Stage 4 English here at JCG. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of how we structure the course, and I'll show you the PowerPoint that we share with the students at the start of Year 10. So the students will be sitting two different GCSEs in English, and we've chosen the Cambridge IGCSE course, partly because it still has the coursework element, which our students tend to do very well in, and we also find it's a very good preparation for A-level. And we also like the international IGCSE because it still has quite a broad range of texts, which will include writers from all around the world rather than just those that are British born. As you can see, the girls will sit their exam for language in the autumn term of Year 11. We've been doing this for several years now, and we've found that it has lots of benefits in that it separates the two GCSEs, and it gives a sharp focus to the start of Year 11 and allows them that opportunity to sit a real exam before the onslaught of the summer when they have so many different exams in different subjects. And it allows us then to focus on English literature for the rest of the year. Generally, our students do extremely well in English language. We're very proud of their success. I think this year, and actually in the last 2 years, it's the only exam that's been sat. There is the opportunity, if needed, for girls to then have another go in the June of Year 11. But to be honest, it's usually just a handful of students who either just missed a grade by a few marks or weren't particularly happy with their result. But the vast majority are delighted, and that's one out of the way. The English language exam focuses mainly on their reading skills, and there's 3 short non-fiction passages with questions of increasing difficulty, moving from summarising to some analysis, and then they have to do a sort of text transformation at the end. Whereas the coursework focuses on writing, and they'll have 3 different assignments to complete, which they can word process, which is a huge advantage. So we start Year 10 with the most straightforward of the coursework pieces, the descriptive and narrative. Then they move on to writing a letter to a newspaper editor in response to an article. In the summer term, they can have another go at perhaps one of those pieces, and we do the walk-through exam in the hall, which is where I stand with a microphone and literally talk them through the whole exam process, which, yeah, folders, that's really for the students, just that mustn't lose these, and these are all locked away safely. So we drip feed exam preparation throughout Year 10, so they'll do a different paper each half term, and then after the walkthrough exam in the summer, we come back with a fairly prompt start in September of a more formal mock in the hall, followed by the actual exam 3rd week in October, and results come out mid-January. For literature, so Year 10 we use to complete the coursework element of the course. We start with Shakespeare, generally tends to be Macbeth or Romeo and Juliet, and then they can write the second piece of coursework on a novel of their own choosing, as long as it's sort of been agreed with the teacher in advance. So we do have high expectations of reading throughout the course. We've got book boxes in each classroom full of suitable novels that they can use for their coursework, and the idea is that every half term they've read a novel, so that there's a minimum of 3 by the time they get to do their coursework they can choose from, but they'll continue reading throughout the course. The exam sat at the end of Year 11. There's poetry and prose, the novel. They sit 1.5 hours, and then drama is a separate 45-minute exam. As speaking and listening is not formally assessed in the IGCSE, we make sure that we've included it to encourage our students to gain confidence in owning their own voices. So we do a speak out challenge in the autumn term. So this is done first of all in classes, and then 2 or 3 students will volunteer or be nominated or voted by the class to then go forward, and at the end of the term we meet as a year group for them to share speak out challenge about something they feel quite passionate about. Spring term we do storytelling, and then summer term they all learn a poem by heart to perform to the class or possibly the year group. Any questions or queries that you might have, please do email me, l.batty@jcg.sch.je. Text choices are firmed up usually at the end of year 9. We'll know what we're teaching for the new year 10. At the moment we are teaching, we're about to start teaching Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, which is, if you've read any of her books, a fantastic sort of American Nigerian writer. The plays, some classes are doing Journey's End and The Crucible, but I think that's coming off the syllabus. And we do a collection of poems that the board has put together, which is usually from around the world and from different time periods. Okay, good night.